Today, I'm going to be showing you guys the absolute best controller settings for anybody playing on a default controller. Even if you got back paddles, these still work out nicely. We're going to look at the best audio to hear enemies absolutely anywhere, the loudest footsteps possible. We're going to look at the best graphic settings as well, so you can see enemies as easy as possible. Let's get into it, guys. These are the best settings currently in Black Ops 6. What is up, guys? My name is Nick and welcome back to another Black Ops 6 video, man. Like I said, today we're going to be looking at every single setting possible. If you guys already saw my controller setup and all that kind of stuff, all the settings I use on my default PS5 controller, you guys probably know what I'm going to do there. But you want to see the audio as well, you want to see the graphics, you want to see absolutely everything, because they all go key and key, hand in hand. They're all perfect together. Now, if you guys want to get anything from the Black Ops 6 store, half off and an extra 8%, use code IT'sNick on MMOEXP. They got you covered. Everything is super cheap there. All right, let's get into the settings. The first one we're going to go into is going to be the audio settings, because I feel a lot of people skip over that. Not too many people actually put too much focus on it, but it is something that's really important. If you want to hear footsteps, if you want to hear everything, I'm going to recommend going to the audio mix and using Sucker Punch. If you're using a headset, Sucker Punch is going to be one of the best ones. All right, you're going to hear those footsteps really loud, you're going to hear those gunshots really loud, doors, everything, literally everything is going to be really loud with Sucker Punch. I don't know if there's any, actually, is there any doors in this game? I haven't paid attention, to be quite honest with you guys. But yeah, everything's going to be really loud with Sucker Punch, so make sure you go ahead and do that. It's really good. Then after that, we're going to go over to voice chat, and actually let's go to audio and let's go to master game volume first. This one's really important because you're going to want to put this up to the highest. If you're not recording and you don't care about music in your videos and stuff like that, like myself, you should definitely put gameplay music volume down to 0, dialogue 100, effects, again, footsteps, gunshots, grenades, all that kind of stuff is effects. You want to have that up at 100 as well. And cinematic music, again, if you're not recording, you're not streaming or anything, you might want to put that at 0 as well. The music sometimes gets a little loud towards the end of the game, towards the beginning of the game as well, and you miss out on a lot of cues, a lot of audio cues that are going to help you know where the enemies are at. After that, I pretty much just have everything set basic. Like, we got Sucker Punch, like I said, but then in voice chat, my voice chat volume is at 60. You could put that lower, you could put it higher. I like hearing people talking and stuff, so I'm gonna keep that up there. We got everything on, we got proximity chat, all that kind of stuff on. My microphone up at 100 so people could hear me loud and clear. Push to talk because I'm recording right now. I don't want people to join my lobby and hear me talking. It's awkward. I've done it before. I don't like it. And that's basically it for audio. Now, in the interface is going to be some more important settings that nobody really looks about I should say at, and that's going to be in the readability page. You're going to go down to color customization. You're going to click that, and you're going to make sure that you put on color filter 2. All right, don't put it on 1, don't put it on none, put it to color filter 2. This makes the red, greens, and yellows, all those kind of stuff, it makes it pop really nicely. Even the blues, everything just pops a lot nicer when you put this, so you can see a lot of stuff a lot more clear. Everything's just more saturated in terms of at least those colors, so it just looks really good in my opinion. And then I set it to my world and menu, it doesn't really matter, and you want to put the intensity up to 100. We're not done in the interface just yet, because we're going to go over to the gameplay HUD now, and you're going to make sure that your minimap is square, not circle. The reason for this is you can see a lot more of the minimap if you set it to square. Not too much more, but if there is an enemy in those edges and stuff and you see them firing, you see that red dot, you'll know exactly where they are. Whereas if it was circle and they were out of the edge of the circle, you wouldn't see exactly where they are. So it's kind of like, it's better. You don't have to guess or anything. It's just better overall. We got rotation on, and I used to play with radar on. I don't like it, guys. Play with it off, all right? I'm not going to recommend that. And then the compass, I don't like it being huge in the middle of my screen, so I make sure to set that to minimap. And then after that, the crosshairs, some more really important ones. People are still asking me now to this day, how do you get a center dot? How do you get that dot in the middle of your screen? That is literally right here, guys. You're going to make sure that you set it to center dot. You're going to put the scale to the largest. The crosshair opacity, that's if it's invisible or not, you're going to set that all the way up to 100. So it's not see-through whatsoever. And then the crosshair color, you're going to set to yellow with the saturation and brightness up at the highest. I use the hex code FFF600 for yellow. It's actually, it's a very bright yellow. It's a very nice yellow. It's just overall really good, so we're just going to apply that, and that is it right there. Your crosshairs and your center dot are going to be a different color, which is really nice because it's not going to blend in like the white does. Sometimes the white gets lost in the sun and stuff, gets lost in the sauce, you guys already know. So make sure you're using a color like fuchsia, like a purple or yellow. Your brain's going to see yellow really quickly. It's going to see it, like, you don't have to pay attention, it's just going to be there, right? That's just overall really good. In the graphic settings itself, I play on a PC, so I don't know, maybe you guys don't have these here, but I'm going to say brightness right here, if you're playing with HDR on, I don't think you have this option, whether you're on PlayStation or Xbox. If you have HDR on, I think this option is not there, so you won't find it. But if you're not playing with that on, you should be able to see this, and you want to make sure that the not visible is actually not visible, the barely visible is barely visible, and the easily visible is easily visible. Now, what I would also recommend, if you're playing on a monitor or a TV, it doesn't matter, I would also go put your brightness a little bit higher and pop that saturation. Put that saturation up as well. I'd say at least 20% higher than where it's at right now. If you're playing on, I don't know, if you're playing on 50, maybe play on 60 or something like that, just to make everything, again, the colors, everything just looks a lot nicer, and it's easier to spot enemies when you have more saturation going on. So we're gonna leave that right there. We're gonna go over to quality. I do play at 2560 by 1440, so I'm playing at 1440p, and then I got everything else pretty low. Like, I don't think this really matters. If you don't play on PC, I don't know if you have all these settings, but I'm not going to really go through it. I'm going to pause every couple of seconds so you guys can pause the video if you want to copy exactly what I have. The reason I have it set like this is because the game looks good, everything looks nice, but I don't have to worry about too much of an FPS drop. So it's actually good like that. Either way, I'm playing on 144 Hertz. So anything over 144 FPS doesn't really matter, but it just looks really good right there. Now in view, I play at a 110 field of view. I brought this up, okay? This is pretty important. I used to play down, but I brought it up to a 110. It makes you look faster. You aren't actually faster, but it makes you look faster, which tricks you into playing a little quicker as well, and just playing overall better in my opinion. So that's why I'm playing it like that. I do play on independent rather than affected. I do switch this every so often. At the moment though, I'm going to leave it at independent. I find it pretty good. And then we're playing on a wide for the weapon, alright? Narrow is cool too, but I'm just going to play on wide. I change a lot of stuff up, and it is what it is. World motion blur off, weapon motion blur off. You could turn weapon motion blur on, okay? A lot of people says it's ugly. It's not bad, alright? If you turn it on, have you ever looked at a picture and then something was out of focus? You don't pay attention to that thing out of focus. Your brain automatically ignores it. So if you play with this on, your brain's going to automatically ignore your gun there, and you're going to focus more on the actual world, and you're going to see enemies a little bit quicker and stuff. But in all fairness, it's not too much of a difference. And then the camera shake, you want to put it as low as possible, alright? Finally, we're going to go over to the controller settings. Like I said, if you guys watched my last settings video with controller settings, nothing's changed. So if you guys didn't see it, I'll give it all to you right now. But if you did see it, or you want to just go watch that video in general where I explain everything a little bit better than I will right now, you guys will see that the controller settings are actually good. A lot of people are telling me in the comments that they love these settings. So if you're playing without a back paddle and stuff, I'm going to recommend tactical sprint assist for the sprint assist, okay? This is going to help you out a lot. You do not have to move your thumbs. You just push up on that stick and you're automatically going to start sprinting. And then after that, I'm going to recommend in your button layout to actually set R3 to jump, mantle, and stand, and L3 to change stance, slide, and dive, okay? This way you could drop shot without ever moving your thumb, and you could jump shot without ever moving your thumb off those joysticks. It helps out a lot. It looks really good, and I really recommend that. I am currently playing on a 2.10 sensitivity. I forget what the equivalent to that is. It might be like an 11. I don't really remember, to be honest with you guys, but I'm playing on a 2.10 for the most part. And then controller vibration off. You do not want it on, okay? Your controller vibrates, your thumb moves with it, everything's weird. I don't recommend having that on whatsoever. It's going to take a while to get used to, but anyways, if you're playing on a PS5 controller, turn off your trigger effect. You do not want any haptics or anything like that, full haptics, none of that. Just turn it off. Honestly, the feedback is annoying, and it's going to make you overall worse. It feels cool. It feels like you're shooting a real gun, kind of-ish, but not good in my opinion. Dead zone inputs, I'm going to be playing at a 6 for left stick minimum. I used to play at 5, but I noticed a little bit more stick drift, so I'm going to have to put that up to 6. Left stick maximum up at 60 rather than 25. I used to play at 25, but I feel like I can control my sprint a little bit more if I put it up to 60. Right stick minimum up at 8. This is going to help you guys remain accurate. When you are aiming down sights and you're shooting at someone and you have this set to 0, any little micro movement you do is going to fight against aim assist. So that's why I always recommend putting this up to 8. You don't have to move your controller much for this. It's still going to feel like it's at 0. It's not bad whatsoever, but you will see that you're a lot more stickier when aiming at the enemies. And the right stick max up at 100. Aiming is going to be in the advanced settings here. We're going to set the ADS sensitivity transition timing to gradual, okay? You do not want it instant. If you are really good at snapping on enemies with your crosshair before you ADS, instant is going to be what you want to play on. But if you're the type of person that drags as you're aiming down sights, you're still aiming towards the enemy, you're still trying to get your aim on the enemy as you're ADSing, gradual is going to be what you want to play on. But if you could snap on any single enemy, whether they're beside you, in front of you, behind you, instant is what you're going to play on. But I really recommend gradual for most players. All right, it's probably the best one there. I am playing on dynamic rather than linear. I do like it better, and I am playing at 70. And then custom sensitivity per zoom, I have it at 0.90 for my low zoom. Everything else is at 1. But that's gonna be it for my controller settings. That's gonna be it for my graphic, audio, all that kind of stuff. If you guys did enjoy this video, I would truly appreciate a big fat like on this one. Subscribe to the channel with those notifications turned on. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Nick, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.